Have you ever opened your eyes in the morning, knowing you just had a powerful dream, only to feel it vanish before you could even grasp a single detail? Unsettling, isn't it? The feeling of losing something important, something that seemed real, even sacred, gone in the blink of an eye. Most people brush it off. That's just how dreams work, they say. But what if it's not true? Buddhist teachings suggest that dreams aren't random illusions. They're messages, glimpses of past lives, echoes of karma, warnings, or even visits to dimensions beyond this world. Yet most of us never remember them. Why? Could there be something inside us or outside us that's hiding the truth? That our dreams hold secrets we're not yet privy to? On this journey, we'll explore the deeper, often overlooked reasons why your dreams slip away, not through superstition, but through the quiet, powerful lens of Buddhist wisdom. So if you've ever woken up with the feeling that your dreams made sense, but can't remember why, follow along. The answer may change how you see your mind and your life. In the eyes of Buddhism, dreams are more than just scattered images of the night. They are bridges, fragile and sacred, connecting our waking world to the invisible realms of spirit and karma. When we sleep, our conscious mind softens, and deeper layers of awareness begin to stir. In that quiet space, dreams become messengers. Some dreams carry whispers from past lives. Other dreams offer guidance for the challenges we face today. Some may even provide glimpses of what is to come. Buddhist masters teach that these dreams are not imagination. They are teachings, conveyed through symbolism, emotion, and sometimes silence. But like a bridge obscured by fog, these messages often go unseen. Not because they are unimportant, but because we have not yet learned to receive them. The more we awaken spiritually, the clearer this bridge becomes, and through them, we begin to see that our dreams are not separate from our path. They are the path. Why do our dreams slip away so easily? According to Buddhist wisdom, it isn't just forgetfulness, it's protection. Two powerful forces often stand between us and the memory of our dreams: karma and fear. Karma, the echo of our past thoughts and actions, doesn't disappear when we sleep. It follows us into the dream world. But when karma is heavy, when we carry unresolved pain, guilt, or attachment, our dreams may become doorways to truths we are not ready to see. In these cases, the mind gently shuts the door, shielding us from overwhelming insights. Then, there is fear. Some dreams are disturbing not because they're random, but because they reveal something real. A shadow we've ignored, a wound we've buried, or even a glimpse into another realm, and so fear steps in, quietly erasing the memory before we fully awaken. In this way, forgetting dreams is not failure, it is a form of spiritual pacing. But the question remains, what happens when we're finally ready to face what lies beneath? When karma is resolved and fear no longer rules the heart, the dream world begins to open, and the truths we once feared become the keys to awakening. Have you ever woken from a dream so vivid, it felt more real than waking life? According to ancient Buddhist and mystical traditions, this may not have been a dream at all, but an astral journey, a moment when your soul, untethered from the body, drifted into another dimension. Astral projection is said to occur in deep sleep, when the barriers between realms grow thin. Those who experience it describe floating above their bodies, visiting unfamiliar landscapes, meeting spirits or guides, and feeling a deep, inexplicable knowing. But here's the mystery. Most of us forget these journeys almost instantly. Why? Because the human mind, conditioned by earthly logic and limitation, cannot easily contain what lies beyond time and form. So the memories fade, or are quietly erased. Some believe these memories are suppressed not just by the brain but by spiritual forces, beings or protectors who ensure we do not recall what we are not yet prepared to understand. But the soul remembers. Even if the conscious mind forgets, something deep within us carries the imprint of these journeys. And for those who seek with patience and awareness, these hidden memories may one day return, like lost pieces of a sacred puzzle. Across cultures and centuries, there are whispers of beings who guard the space between worlds, watchers of dreams, keepers of forgotten truths. In Buddhist tradition, they are known as Dharma protectors, celestial forces that shield sacred knowledge from misuse, not out of cruelty, but out of compassion. They guard the doorway between waking life and the hidden realms, allowing only what we are ready to receive. Could it be that these guardians are the reason our dreams dissolve so quickly? Perhaps it's not that we forget, but that we are being gently protected from truths too heavy, too vast for our current state of mind. And yet, as we grow in wisdom and spiritual maturity, the veils begin to lift. The protectors step aside, not to reveal everything at once, but to allow us glimpses of a deeper reality. One dream, one insight, one awakening at a time. Not all forgotten dreams are lost forever. In Buddhist wisdom, remembering dreams is not about effort alone. It is about evolution. As the soul matures, as the heart purifies and the mind becomes still, the hidden begins to reveal itself. Spiritual growth is like tuning a quiet radio. At first, the signal is faint, but with consistent mindfulness, meditation, and inner discipline, we begin to hear what was once drowned out by noise. This is the path to dream wisdom. The more we let go of attachment, fear, and distraction, the more clearly we see what our dreams have always tried to tell us. Some use meditation before sleep. Others keep a dream journal, recording even the smallest fragments. Some place crystals like amethyst near their pillow, believing they amplify spiritual awareness. But the real key lies within, in the quiet readiness of the soul. As we grow, we stop chasing dreams and start receiving them, not as random stories, but as sacred teachings, waiting patiently for us to awaken. Why do our dreams fade so quickly, even when they feel so real? Buddhism offers a profound explanation, one that goes beyond science and memory. It begins with the concept of Maya, the great illusion. According to ancient teachings, what we call reality is not the ultimate truth. It is a projection, a passing dream crafted by the mind, just like the dreams we have at night. Both are impermanent, both are shaped by perception, and both are illusions. Our mind operates on many levels. The waking mind, what we use during the day, is logical, structured, and focused on survival. Beneath that is the subconscious, holding impressions and emotions. Deeper still is the unconscious, where karmic seeds and past life echoes reside. When we dream, the surface mind fades, and these deeper layers emerge. But upon waking, our rational mind quickly reasserts control, dismissing the dream as nonsense, rejecting anything that doesn't fit its rigid framework. This is why our dreams disappear like mist at sunrise. But if dreams are illusion, what does that make our waking life? The Buddha taught that enlightenment comes when we awaken from all illusions, when we see through both the dream and the daily story we cling to. To remember our dreams, we must first question our reality, because sometimes it is not the dream that is fleeting, but the life we live while believing we are fully awake. Have you ever dreamed of being someone else, in another time, another place, another body? You woke up feeling strange, like it wasn't just a dream, but a memory you couldn't quite explain. In Buddhist philosophy, this is not coincidence, it's karma. Our minds are not blank slates. They carry impressions from countless lives, unresolved emotions, lingering attachments, forgotten joys and sorrows. And sometimes, in the quiet of night, those fragments rise to the surface. Dreams become windows into our past lives, brief, symbolic glimpses of the paths we've walked before. A familiar face, a foreign language, a distant land. These may all be echoes of a life once lived. But why don't we remember more? Because the weight of every lifetime would be too much to carry all at once. Our subconscious protects us, filtering what we're ready to see. Only when the soul is steady, when the heart is open and the mind is still, do these memories begin to return, gently and without force. This is not fantasy. It is the soul's slow unfolding. And in those rare dreams that linger, that stirs something ancient in you, listen closely. You may be remembering not just a story, but a piece of who you've always been. What if your dreams could become more than just flickers of the night? What if you could step into them with full awareness and use them as a path to awakening? In Buddhist tradition, this is not only possible, it's a sacred practice known as dream yoga. At its heart is a simple idea. The mind that observes your thoughts during the day is the same mind that dreams at night. And when you train this mind through mindfulness, you begin to bridge the gap between waking and dreaming. It starts with awareness. Throughout your day, ask yourself, am I dreaming? This simple question plants a seed. Over time, that habit of awareness follows you into your sleep. And in your dream, you may suddenly realize, this is a dream. In that moment, you awaken within the dream itself. This is where dream yoga begins, not in control, but in presence. Tibetan masters have long used this state to meditate, to release fear, and to explore the nature of the mind without the limits of the body. In this space, time dissolves, attachment fades, and the line between reality and illusion begins to blur. The more mindful you are during the day, the more vivid your dreams become at night. And when waking and dreaming merge into one continuous flow of awareness, you no longer sleep through your life. You begin to awaken, fully, deeply, and from within. What happens when we begin to remember our dreams, not just in fragments, but with clarity and meaning? Something powerful begins to shift. Each remembered dream is more than a nighttime story. It's a message, a mirror, a teacher. And as we begin to hold on to these glimpses from the subconscious, we start to transform, not only in sleep, but in waking life. Buddhism teaches that remembering is the first step toward integration. When we bring these forgotten truths into awareness, we confront what we've avoided. Old fears, buried emotions, unresolved karma. It's not always comfortable, but within the discomfort lies liberation. The ego resists because it wants safety, sameness, and control. Dreams threaten that illusion. They show us what is real beneath the surface. And once we see, we can't unsee. But that is where healing begins. The more we engage with our dreams mindfully, the more awake we become in daily life. Decisions feel clearer, emotions become lighter, and slowly, the boundary between night and day dissolves. For many Buddhist practitioners, this moment, when dream and waking life begin to feel the same, is not a sign of confusion, but of awakening. Because when we remember our dreams with courage and awareness, we remember a deeper part of ourselves. And in that remembering, we begin to wake up, not just from sleep, but from the illusion we've called reality. What if your dreams weren't distractions, but doorways? In Buddhist wisdom, dreams are more than passing illusions. They are portals into the deeper nature of existence. Behind their strange symbols and shifting scenery lies a truth many overlook. The path to enlightenment often begins in the quietest hours, when the body sleeps but the soul awakens. Each dream, no matter how fleeting, holds a seed of awareness, a clue, a question. They show us what we cling to, what we fear, and what we've yet to release. They whisper the truth of impermanence, of karma, of self. And for those who learn to listen, they become tools, not just for insight, but for awakening. In Tibetan Buddhism, advanced practitioners use dreams as a sacred training ground. In the dream state, without physical limits or distractions, the mind can observe itself. Here, attachment loosens, illusion fades, and what remains is clear, direct awareness. When you realize you are dreaming, something extraordinary happens. You begin to understand that waking life is also a dream, a longer, slower illusion shaped by thought and karma. This realization doesn't make life meaningless, it makes it sacred. Because when you see that both dreams and life are impermanent, you stop clinging, you start awakening. And in that moment of clarity, whether asleep or awake, you touch something eternal, something beyond form, a glimpse of the truth the Buddha spoke of. that freedom is not found outside of us, but in the mind that sees clearly. If dreams hold wisdom, then remembering them is the first step toward transformation. But how do we begin? Buddhist teachings remind us that clarity begins with stillness, and stillness begins with meditation. Before sleep, take a few quiet moments to sit, breathe, and let the noise of the day settle. This simple act of presence prepares the mind to receive. Just as a calm lake reflects the sky, a quiet mind reflects the dream world more clearly. As you lie down, plant a gentle intention. I will remember my dreams. This affirmation, repeated softly, becomes a bridge between your waking and dreaming mind. Keep a journal beside your bed. Upon waking, write whatever you recall, no matter how small, a feeling, a word, an image. Over time, this practice strengthens your connection to the dream realm. Some also place crystals, like amethyst or clear quartz, near their pillow, believing they enhance spiritual receptivity. While not necessary, such rituals can focus the mind and deepen intention. The key is consistency. Dream recall is not a skill, it's a relationship. And like any relationship, it grows with care and attention. As you deepen your mindfulness by day, your dreams will grow clearer by night. And slowly, gently, what was once forgotten begins to return, not just as memory, but as meaning, as guidance, as a quiet voice leading you home to yourself. We often think of dreams as unreal and waking life as truth. But what if that belief is the greatest illusion of all? In Buddhist wisdom, our waking life is not so different from our dreams. It feels solid, predictable. But when we look closely, we see it's just as fleeting, just as shaped by thought, emotion, and perception. The Buddha taught that reality, as we know it, is Maya, a dream we mistake for permanence, a passing cloud we try to hold in our hands. We cling to our roles, our routines, our possessions. We believe they define us. But like a dream, they change, fade, and dissolve. And just as we awaken from a dream in the morning, spiritual awakening means opening our eyes to the illusion we live in each day. This realization is not meant to frighten us, it's meant to free us. Because when we see that all things are impermanent, we stop chasing shadows. We begin to live with gentleness, gratitude, and grace. Waking life, too, is a dream. But it's a dream that offers us a choice, to sleepwalk through it or to awaken within it. Every breath, every moment, is an invitation to remember that behind the appearance of the world is the stillness of awareness. And in that awareness, we find peace. Not because life becomes perfect, but because we are finally awake. One powerful real-world example of this awakening comes from the life of Jetsun Milarepa, one of Tibet's most revered yogis. In his early years, Milarepa was consumed by revenge and suffering, practicing dark sorcery to harm those who wronged him. But the weight of his karma drove him into deep spiritual seeking. After years of isolation and intense meditation in Himalayan caves, he came to a profound realization. This life, with all its drama and desire, was no more real than a passing dream. He described his enlightenment as waking from the sleep of ignorance. Not because the world changed, but because his perception did. Hunger, pain, cold, and loneliness remained, yet he felt no suffering. He had pierced the veil of Maya. His story reminds us that even amidst hardship we can awaken, not by escaping life, but by seeing through it. Like Milarepa, when we stop clinging to the illusion of control and permanence, a deeper peace emerges, one not dependent on outer circumstances. His life is a living testimony that waking up within the dream of life is not only possible, it is liberation. And so, the lesson Milarepa leaves us with is more relevant today than ever. In a world filled with noise, deadlines, and constant change, it's easy to mistake motion for meaning. We rush through our days chasing security, approval, or purpose, believing that if we can just fix one more thing, happiness will follow. But like a dream, these moments fade. The house we build, the plans we make, the roles we play, they shift, evolve, or vanish altogether. And when they do, we're often left wondering what was real. Buddhist wisdom gently reminds us, what's real is not what changes, but the awareness watching it all unfold. When we learn to see life as a dream, not to escape it, but to understand it, we stop clinging so tightly. We soften. We listen more. We begin to wake up, not in a dramatic moment, but slowly, breath by breath, choice by choice. For those in the middle or later chapters of life, this awakening can bring deep peace. It allows us to release regrets, ease anxieties, and live with greater presence. Because the truth is, this dream we call life is precious, and it becomes even more meaningful when we finally open our eyes within it. As we reach the end of this journey, take a quiet moment to reflect. Your dreams are not meaningless. They are invitations, subtle, sacred, and often forgotten, not because they don't matter, but because the world has trained us to ignore what can't be measured. But now, you know better. You've seen that within each dream lies a message, a memory, or a mirror, guiding you toward deeper understanding, healing, and awakening. So tonight, before you sleep, breathe deeply. Set an intention. Invite your dreams to speak. And when you wake, listen, because remembering is not just about memory, it is about presence, and presence is the first step toward transformation. If this exploration has stirred something within you, stay with us. Subscribe to the channel, share this with someone who needs to hear it, and continue the journey of awareness. One dream, one breath, one awakening at a time. Thank you for being here. May your nights be full of insight and your days full of peace.